Hello everybody, welcome to this week's GPS for years 3 and 4. In this video we're going to continue our learning about writing descriptions. We're going to learn what metaphors are and how to write them. So, what is? People often put metaphors and similes together, but it's not really a comparison. We don't use the words like or as. A metaphor is when you say one thing is something else in order to create a resemblance, usually based on our senses or the quality and character of someone or something. Let's look at some examples and you'll see exactly what I mean. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. This is a line from a very famous poem called The Highwayman. In this metaphor, the author is comparing the moon to a galleon, an old-fashioned ship with sails. The ship is being thrown about on the sea, which is cloudy. Now, seas can't be cloudy, but the sky is. The moon is moving through a cloudy sky. I get the impression that the moon is full, and because the galleon is ghostly, perhaps because it's bathed in the white light of a moon, it creates an eerie image in my head. Notice it doesn't say like a ghostly galleon, but was a ghostly galleon. Here's another metaphor from the same poem. The Highwayman. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor. The road is not a ribbon, but the author is comparing it to one. It's not straight or flat, but it's narrow and curved and goes up and down, like a ribbon would if you dropped it on the floor. It's shiny too, where the moon is reflecting on the surface. Maybe it's a pale coloured road, or maybe it's been raining. Notice again that the road isn't like a ribbon, it was a ribbon. In those examples, the author says something is something else. The moon is a ghostly galleon. The moon can't be a galleon, and galleons can't be ghosts, but it creates a really good image in your head. The road is a ribbon of moonlight. The road isn't a ribbon, and the ribbon's not made of moonlight, but again, it creates a really good image in your head. Metaphors can give sentences more detail about description, interest, and power. They should create a strong picture or image in the reader's mind, just like those two similes we've looked at from The Highwayman. Here are some more examples. These are very, very well-known examples. You are my rock. Well, obviously you're not a rock. It just means that you're there for me all the time and that you're very firm and strong. You are my sunshine. Obviously you're not the sunshine. It just means that you make my life happy, that you light up, that you shine, that you make me joyful. My grandma is an angel. Well, my grandma's not an angel. It just means that she's a really good person and helps people out. She has a heart of gold. A heart's not made of gold, is it? But again, it means she's a really good person. She will help anybody. Her heart is precious because she uses it to help other people. His feet have soles of leather. His skin's not made of leather, but it means that the soles of feet have become really, really hard. He has the hearing of a bat and the sight of an eagle. Well, he hasn't because he's not a bat and he's not an eagle, but it means he's got really, really good hearing and excellent eyesight, just like those animals. A smile snaked across his lips. Well, smiles can't snake. It must mean it's a rather creepy, threatening, eerie kind of smile because it's crawling over his lips. His eyes were ice as he glared at her. His eyes are not ice, but they were really cold. I don't think I'd like him to glare at me. Her spidery hand slowly wrapped itself around his wrist. Oh, that creates a really good image in my mind of somebody with long, thin, bony fingers clasping around my wrist. Quite scary. So, how do we write a metaphor? Well, first of all, you have to decide on the image that you want to create. Do you want to create a positive image or a negative image? And then you have to think about something that thing reminds you of, or makes you think of, or makes you feel, something that shares the same characteristics. And then you put all those ideas together. So here we have the Eiffel Tower. These are the things that it made me think of. An arrow, a finger, a tangle of metal. It's not an arrow, it's not a finger, and although it's made of metal, it's not a tangle. Let's have a look at how we can expand those ideas into metaphors about the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower was an arrow of strength aimed towards heaven. That's the metaphor, an arrow of strength. And you can see in the image I found that it does look a bit like somebody pointing an arrow into the sky. The Eiffel Tower was an angry finger pointing skywards. An angry finger. I've added in an adjective to add a little bit more interest. And there's that finger pointing up. They do look similar, don't they? And finally, the Eiffel Tower was an intricate tangle of metal. Again, I've added in that adjective intricate into the metaphor. And there's a tangle of metal. Similar. Let's have a go. Here's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. What does it make you think of? Here are the ideas that I came up with. A wonky wedding cake. Jenga, you know, the game where you have to balance pieces of wood and then pull them out and not make the tower fall down. Branches of a branchless tree trunk. It just looks like a trunk sticking up into the sky. Let's have a look at how we turn those into metaphors. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a badly constructed wedding cake. Badly constructed because it's falling over. The Leaning Tower of Pisa stood tall. There's my game of Jenga. A game of Jenga about to be won. If somebody pulls out another piece, maybe it will fall down, although I hope not. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is... There's my tree trunk. It looks a bit like that tree, doesn't it? It's a bleached, branchless birch tree standing guard. Let's have a go at this one then. The Taj Mahal is what you're writing about this week in your writing. Have a look at the picture. What does it make you think of? What do you think it might be like on the inside? Look at the shapes. Look at the different parts. Do you want to create a positive image or a negative image? I'll start you off with some ideas that I've come up with. Can you put those ideas into words? Wedding cake, I think because it's white and it's got points on it and domes on it and it's got towers. Made of snow maybe, or ice, or icing sugar. Mountains, but mountains made of lace. You can see the lace a bit above the arch in the middle. Meringues, those meringues that are made out of icing sugar. Now, it's up to you to come up with those metaphors. You can use my ideas or you can think of your own, and I'm sure you can come up with some that are a lot better than mine. But you need now to put those ideas into sentences. If you can look on Google, have a closer look at what the Taj Mahal looks like. Look at the different parts. Look at what it's like on the inside. Imagine, if you can, what it feels to be there. Maybe even have a look at the history, who built it and why. And then use some of those sentences in your writing this week. Remember to use Miss Hull's sensors wheel to help you plan. And also try and include some similes that we learnt about a couple of weeks ago. We're all waiting eagerly to read your descriptions this week. Good luck, everybody. Bye for now.